All right, Bosh, we're back. Squeeze the Neck podcast.
He's going to try to walk in. Sorry, one sec.
Good.
This is exactly what everyone's going to try.
Oh, we've got someone coming in to wind us up already before we even started.
I'm more clever than you, son. See you later, bro.
So, interrupted the introduction. I've lost my chain of thought. Bosh, we're back. Let's do it again. GB Top Team with my new mate, Barry Healy. Bosh.
How are we doing, sir?
I'm very well, thank you, mate. Thanks for doing this. Barry, boxing coach, I think you are on Instagram, right?
Correct,
Which
yeah.
is how I knew you.
Yeah.
But before we get into anything, mate, you are a coach, professional boxing coach. You teach here at GB Top Team in Churchill's.
Yeah.
Shout out Churchill's, been in there a couple of times. Shout out Sam. He actually assaulted me recently when I was doing an interview outside your call for the, it was Conor Ben Eubank. The weigh-in was going on, wasn't it? And I was chatting to someone and he come and give me a
dig,
slick one just to keep me honest. But as I say, mate, thanks for doing this.
No, thanks for having
Before
me.
we get into anything, that accent's not from round here. Where are you from originally, mate?
From Kerry, in Ireland. But I've actually been... People have been telling me that I don't have an Irish accent anymore, so I'm happy you said that. Because I'm trying to not lose my Irish accent.
Oh, you're proud to be Irish, is it? One of them ones?
Yeah, I'd rather be Irish than English. That's why I'm going to get a lot of stick for this.
That's why I got that in shot perfectly.
But yeah, I'm from a small town called Kerry a small town called Kimera in County Kerry. Lovely little town. Completely different than London. Completely different. One of them places where you can leave your car running when you go to the shop, leave your house open at night time.
Oh, is it? Okay, yeah, very different.
Yeah.
Very different.
Yeah, beautiful place. Beautiful place. So yeah, so I grew up, lived there until I was 23, and then been here since.
How old are you now, mate?
33.
33. So you've been here a long time then.
Yeah,
You've been
here
no
10
wonder.
years. Yeah.
No wonder the accent's dimming down a little bit.
Yeah,
But we spoke before. We set this up anyway. But we sort of met properly the other night, didn't we? At the I forget what it's called, Wellbeing Hub, men's
Mental health. Yeah,
talk
to a brother.
Talk to a brother. That's the word I was looking for. You saved me there. I was going to get slaughtered by Jan Power on it if I didn't remember it. Talk to a brother. So you gave a good talk and stuff like that, which made me even more sort of on my toes, if you like, for this one. But like you've worked with loads of fighters. A lot of people I've actually had on the podcast and trained with. You coached them and stuff.
Yeah.
I just bumped into Alfie Davis, who said you're not bad on the pad. So we get into a bit of that. But you said before you started off as an amateur boxer, but you didn't have a long background. No. You decided early to go coaching.
Yeah. So the club I trained at was like, it was like it was an old boys' school. My granddad actually went to school there. I guess that was 1930s, whatever. Wow. So it was like a small, just like boys' club with one bag in the middle. So it wasn't a great club,
right?
But it was nice. I really enjoyed it, and I just loved the sport. I was obsessed with Rocky and boxing, but I just wasn't a fighter, you know.
Okay.
I had a couple of fights, handful of fights, maybe 4 or 5 at most, from the age of 11 to like 15. The club didn't do much more bouts either. They only went to 1 or 2 shows a year. So it wasn't like there was opportunities to either. But I was fine with that. I just loved boxing, you know. I just loved boxing and being involved in it. And once the club closed down, that was the end of boxing for me.
Did you actually enjoy the boxing side of things? Because there's a lot of people that like the training, but then come fight night, it's a different animal, isn't it? And like some people sort of like decide that's when it's not for them. Was that you, or was it?
Yeah, I guess I just wasn't tough enough, really, you know. Like,
was it okay?
I just had like a nice family. My parents were nice, soft people. I got 2 sisters. You know, like, I just wasn't brought up like that. And I just feel like amateur boxing in Ireland is tough, you know?
Yeah.
The gyms are tough, man. There's a lot of tough kids there, you know, a lot of, like, it's not easy. So, like, mentally, like, when you go to them shows and, like, you know, it was like, fucking hell. Like, these kids are like, the kid I'm fighting is, like, scrapping some other kid warming up. I'm like, fuck it. So, like, it just wasn't in me, I would say. But I loved boxing. I just loved it. I just enjoyed being in the gym, enjoyed training, enjoyed reading books about boxing, looking at magazines about boxing. I had loads of DVDs of like Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson. I used to love Mike Tyson. He's my favorite fighter growing up. But yeah, it's funny, like when the club closed down when I was 15, and like in my eyes that was boxing kind of done forever, you know.
Oh, was it? It was simple as that, yeah.
Just done. I didn't even think about boxing for the next 6-7 years until I picked it back up again as a coach.
That's interesting. What's the dynamic like there? Was it sort of a possibility to just go to a different club, or was it a bit sort of?
No, it was too far.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was,
yeah. Well, I live in a small town, so like, you couldn't get the bus anywhere really, or I was only young as well, so like we would have had to drive I guess, over an hour to go.
So yeah, it weren't really an option.
It wasn't gonna happen,
Yeah,
It
and
wasn't
you
gonna
don't, you don't come from a boxing family by the sound of
No,
it.
no, not
Your
at all.
dad wasn't like pushing you into it in any
No,
of that game.
no, not at all. Not at
Yeah,
all.
but you mentioned Rocky, which we'll come back to later. I've got strong opinions on what's the best movie, and people
Okay.
differ with me, so we'll get back to that. But
Yeah,
like,
let's get back to that.
we'll get back to that. We will get back to that. Don't worry about that. But like, when you stopped and you stopped boxing, what's going on in your life then? Have you sort of like just forgot about it and you're not worried about it anymore?
Yeah, I guess I was 15, 16. That was like a change in my life, I guess. In Ireland, everyone's fucking drinking by the age of 13, 14. So I
Same
guess,
as here.
Yeah.
But-
So I guess I was just drinking, having a bit of fun. I was getting a bit of trouble at school. I had quite bad ADHD, so like school wasn't for me. I ended up not finishing school. I wasn't allowed to come back after pissing around too much.
What's the system in school? Sorry to cut you off, mate, but what's like in terms of when you leave school in Ireland? Because when I was leaving school here, because of the time of year I was born, I left school at 15.
Yeah.
15, 16, you leave
Yeah.
school, and that was it.
I rather how they do it in Ireland, even though I didn't even fucking finish school. But you go into secondary school about 13.
Right.
Over here it's like 11.
Yeah.
So you're a little bit more wiser and older getting into secondary school, and then you stay until you're like 18, 17, depending on what year you're
Yeah.
born, and then you just go to uni or college.
Okay.
Over here it's like you finish at like 16, then sixth form can be in the college, and like some people, I
Exactly.
think at 16 you're not ready to like go to unis and colleges and stuff. So yeah, in Ireland it's just primary school, secondary school until you're 17, 18, and then you go to uni or college. So like they're all called unis here, but in Ireland there's only like a couple of unis.
Okay.
Universities are like the big ones. I think there's one in Limerick and Dublin, and then all the other ones are called colleges.
Yeah,
But
okay.
You would still go to college for 4 years, but here you want to go to college for like a year before you go uni. So it's a bit confusing.
Yeah, it's all over
Yeah,
the place.
yeah,
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 yeah.
it's
But
all
again, I'm from like when I did it, it wasn't really like people was going to uni,
Yeah.
but it wasn't such a thing. Like you left school or done that. Whereas now I think that higher education's a bit more of a thing here,
Yes,
isn't it? But,
yeah.
that's above my pay grade, mate. But I left school
Yeah.
at 15, so there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah. So, yeah. I had a great childhood, like a really good childhood. I couldn't fault anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? Went on loads of holidays with my parents and my sisters. I had great friends in primary school and secondary school. Like great family. Perfect. I couldn't fault anything. Just when I started to get older, I started to rebel a bit and just started to get in a bit of trouble. And then 2010 was when I kind of got removed from school, and that was like 6 months before graduating. Not that if I graduated, I would have done anything. I would have never gone to college, nothing. So, yeah, I feel like I went from being quite a popular kid to like useless. All my friends went to uni, college, and I was just doing nothing.
Right.
Just bumming around the place. Had a few jobs, always getting fired because I just didn't want to work. I've always been that person who, if I don't like a job, I'm not doing it. But if I like something, I'm obsessed with it. You know what I mean?
okay.
So like, my mom and dad are two different people. My mom was always like wanting me to just get a normal job, put your head down, like just work hard, But my mom's from Ireland, where like that's what she's grown up with. My dad was born in England. He was born in Leamington Spa and then moved to Boston Manor in West London. So he lived in West London. So he's lived in London. So my dad was a bit more like he played music, like for a while. So he was more like follow your dreams kind of thing. Because that's just what I was like. If I want to do something, I'll do it.
That's quite strange because normally it's the other way around, isn't it? Dad's telling you to get a normal job and your mum's like follow your dreams. But yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, my dad was always kind of supportive of that. But that also led to me not doing anything.
Okay.
So I get where my mom's coming from. Where I'm like, no, I don't want to work in a fucking restaurant. I want to be whatever I wanted to be. Like I was a big fan of Guns N' Roses growing up. I wanted to be like a rock star, even though like I'm not actually actively trying to learn how to sing or play guitar.
Right.
I'm saying them things and I'm hanging around with my friends for like 16 hours a day, fucking around, like, and then eventually I just got in a bit of trouble with the police. They call guards over there. It's gotten a bit of trouble. Nothing crazy, just a few different little things. And then I had to go to court and stuff like that because all my other friends were like 16, 15, 17. I just turned 18, so everything was on me. So yeah, that was a pain in the arse. I had to go to court for a couple of years and pay a fee to the poor box, and that kind of went on for a while, and it eventually got past that. And and then things just started to change. 2014, after years and years and years of just kind of struggling, and I feel like I was struggling more. I was getting older. I was getting more anxious. I was suffering quite bad from anxiety. And to get rid of that, I was drinking. Now I'm like drinking like heavy, like 2-3 days a week, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday with my friends. And just like getting older, but doing fuck all of my life. So, yeah, I just started coaching. I then went to a town called Tralee, which is like 2 towns away. It's like Kenmare, Killarney, Tralee. So I had to get 2 buses. I went there every week and coached in a gym called St. Margaret's Boxing Gym in Tralee. And I just said to the coach, I said, if I come with you for 1 year, can you set me up at a gym in London? And exactly what I said happened, which is weird because everything I said nothing materialized. I was just always talking shit and never went through anything. So I did it. I went there every week just for 1 day on my day off, and I done it. I stayed with him for a year. He showed me how to hold pads. He showed me how to little bits and bobs here and there. Shawnee O'Leary was his name. So a big thank you to Shawnee if he's ever listened to this. And then, he set me up. August 2015 was when the move over here happened. So
that's quite mad. Has the jump come from sort of like, because there was a gap, right? You said from sort of 15 to 21, you're not boxing, you're not doing anything really, and then like all of a sudden you get back into boxing. Is boxing always been at the back of your mind sort of thing? Is it one of them deals?
My friend group is quite diverse. We're all into different things, and I guess I was the boxing guy, like.
Right, even though you don't box anymore, sort of thing.
Who knew about boxing? Brad Pickett's looking at me and knew this was going to happen.
I'm glad he's got his pants on. He's turned around sometimes. He's done some things.
That's the second person I've got. I guess I was the one who was into boxing, or I used to box a little bit. You know, like I'm the boxing guy. Then my other friend would be.
Was you like the geezer shadow boxing in clubs and things like that? Was
not
you that
bad.
guy?
Not that bad. But I was just a fan of boxing. I was just a big fan of boxing, and then it was actually one of my good friends, James Linan, who started a boxing club in Kenmare where I lived, and I actually was starting to train again underneath him. But then one day I couldn't train. I think I wasn't well, or I was a bit injured, so I helped him coach, and I was like, I love this.
Is that like you think you found your thing?
Yeah, I enjoyed that. Yeah, I enjoyed it, but I always wanted to like straight away get to the next level. I was like, I want to do better than that. I want to go to that club in Tralee, and then I want to go from there to London, and I want to get so like.
And what's the London thing? Where's that come from? Is that just because you're dead?
Yeah, I just wanted to move to London. I just thought.
All right, just simple as that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fucking move here, and I don't know. I just feel like I had to get out of Ireland. I wanted to get out of Ireland and do something, and I had one of my best friends, Rob Lucy, was living here at the time. He was working on the building sites, and I just came over to visit him. I went and visited Islington Boxing Club, where I ended up coaching for 5 years. And I loved that gym. It was a great gym, great people there. And then, I moved back, saved up, and then moved over in August 2015. I moved here.
Which is funny when you say that. You said 10 years. My brain goes 2015. That wasn't that long ago. But then you do the math, and it is actually 10 years ago. Yeah, it goes fast, doesn't it?
Felt like yesterday. And I had to pay £500 deposit for the house I was staying in with this other Irish guy that my friend helped me set up. And I had £400 left. That's all I had, £900. Because that summer, 2015, was brilliant. And me and my mates were just getting pissed all the time. So I had no money again. I'm like, I'm moving to a different country. I have no fucking money. Had to give the deposit straight away to my friend. And then me and my mate, Rob Lucy, went drinking the whole weekend. And I was left with like £100. So I was like, I'm just going to have to come home.
Oh, really? Already you're thinking it?
And then I just went out and handed out CVs into every restaurant. And then I got a phone call the next day from a Caribbean restaurant called Turtle Bay in Ealing Broadway. That's where I was living. And I still have best friends from that job now. Adam, Gio, Mass, Stewie, like some of my best friends who talk to me all the time from that place. That was the best job of my life. Better than this.
Really?
Best job. I was wicked, man. Because this job means something to me. So it's stressful, it's hard work. But this was like the coolest place ever. I loved it. Coming from like small town, not meeting many different people to like, just like all the work staff were cool. The people that were coming in were wicked. So it was good. It was really good. And then I would just coach in Islington, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I worked the rest of the week. And it was good. But it just got to the stage where I didn't want to work anymore, and I just wanted to coach full time. So I went to Sri Lanka the following February. So like, it's funny because I told this story in the men's mental health talk last day. February 2014, I was having meetings with this therapist about my panic attacks, in Ireland, and she was helping me walk around shops, how to deal with having panic attacks, because I would just always have panic attacks and horrible feelings of anxiety and unreality feelings. And then like the following February, because I really wanted to chase my dreams, I moved to London. I was in Sri Lanka with the owner of the gym, and we set up like coaching camps for schools out there, like very poor areas out in Sri Lanka. And I was wicked, that was really cool. And then I actually ended up living in the gym then for about a year and a half, 2 years, which was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Because when you come to London, you're still young. Well, you're still a young man now, but then you're definitely like.
I was
did
20,
you ever,
23,
Yeah.
but in my head, I'm like 15 then.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Did you ever have the
mature.
itch to say, "Oh, I just want to fight again," or was that gone?
Yeah, gone.
That's
gone.
gone.
No interest.
Right.
Yeah, no interest.
Right.
No interest. No interest. Yeah, I just wanted to coach. Obsessed with coaching.
Yeah.
I always want to be a professional coach as well. You can like 2 ways of being like a successful coach. You can say is like getting your professional boxing license and getting a team of pros, or like being a coach for like Team GB amateur team.
Right.
Had no interest in that.
Yeah.
I always wanted to like have my own team, be the boss, be who's in charge, build my own team, my own energy. And then that's what I done eventually. So I stayed there at Islington for 5 years. I did move back to Ireland 2018. I was finding it hard. It is hard. Like London is hard. I wasn't really making money. I was kind of working in a pub here and there. Would like just quit one day or get fired because I didn't show up. Then trying to build PTs again, like to build a good clientele basis, you have to be on it all the time. And I wasn't on it properly. I let a few down. I lost a few. So I moved back to Ireland summer 2018. I was just sick of it. So it's hard just to not go back to the comfort. I have a nice house there. I know I can get a job somewhere in Ireland, some pub, some restaurant. And then I got a good job in a hotel called Kenmare Bay. And I was a little bit older, a bit wiser. I wasn't going to get fired from this one because I was actually going to work. And then early 2019, I got a good position there. I think it was at restaurant manager or restaurant bar manager. And they were like trying to help me push through the ranks. Like, you know, it was nice. Instead of just being a barman always, they were trying to help me. And that was a crossroads. I was like, what am I going to do now? I was like, fuck, should I stay? Should I come back? Should I stay? Should I come back? And I just said, fuck it. I'm going to go back to London, but this time I'm going to make it work. And I did. Got my pro boxing license, built a pro boxing team. Things, when you put your mind to something, things can change properly. And then COVID hit, and I moved back to Ireland because I was sharing a house with like 100 other people. So it was like, it was too much to stay for COVID. So I went back to Ireland. Really enjoyed COVID. I was training. I got in really good shape. I was running, raised some money for Islington Boxing Club. I'd done like a 10K run. I really enjoyed that. That was really nice. I spent the time with my parents. And then, then I think June 2020, when it just lifted COVID a bit, I moved back. I left Islington Boxing Club, joined Churchill's Boxing Gym because I wanted to build like a pro team, and that was more of a pro gym. Met my missus. She had 2 girls at the time, so like things changed like that.
Right.
It's mad. Like,
So you got a proper grown-up life suddenly.
Yeah, just changed like that.
Right.
Changed like that. So I met Michelle, and she has 2 daughters, Inay and Paisley. So I became a stepdad to them. And then, built a pro boxing team. Got 3 pro boxers, Louis Muldowney, Ahmed Hatsam, Nathan Misen. Worked with them. And then I got a message on Instagram from Claudio Silva, UFC fighter.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, coach, can we do some pads? I heard you're a good coach, whatever. And I was thinking, I don't want to train him. Like, I've never trained an MMA fighter before. Like, I don't know how he's going to go. So he come down, and we had a brilliant session. We had a really good session. It just clicked. And he's a grappler, and I just felt like I was kind of helping him ways to punch into getting takedowns. You know, like he was asking me questions, I was asking him questions, and we worked together. And I was like, that was really fun. I really enjoyed that. And then he came back the next day, and then we became really good friends. I'd done that training camp with him, and I remember we were sitting in a little cafe. He said to me, do you want to come to UFC Fight Island? I was like, what's that? He's like, oh, do you know Dana White? I'm like, yeah, that's the guy who owns UFC. He's like, yeah, he's got this whole island called Yas Island in Abu Dhabi, and they like booked out the whole island, 48-hour quarantine. It was like crazy. He was like, they'll pay for you. I'm like, I was like, thanks for the offer. I was like, but I can't afford it. He was like, don't worry, coach, they'll pay for you. I'm like, but they won't really. Like, I didn't know much about UFC. And mate, they fucking paid for everything. That trip was insane. It was 48-hour quarantine in the Marriott Hotel at Heathrow, private charter plane to Abu Dhabi, 48-hour quarantine in the W Hotel, 5-star hotel. And Wesley Maya was with me from this gym. And we just had a fucking brilliant time. Once we got the restrictions lifted, because everyone on the island was like, had no COVID. Like, the way they done it was insane. Like, no one else could do that, only the UFC. But we had a fucking brilliant time. We were just swimming every day, like going on jet skis. Claudio was up in his room dying, trying to cut weight.
Right?
Yeah. Me and Wesley are just having a great time. That was a wicked trip, and that was the start of MMA. I met Brad Pickett out there because he was there the following week with Nathaniel Wood. And then, I just messaged Brad. I said, can I start working with some of your fighters? And then that was it. Now, fast forward 5 years later, I've only got 1 pro boxer, and I'm working here. I'm I guess I'm a striking coach now, I can call myself. I'm starting to hold a bit of kicks, but I'm a boxing coach for MMA, Muay Thai fighters, and like a striking coach and a professional boxing coach. So it's mad how it happened. Yeah, it's mad. Everything's just changed. And then there's like a knock-on effect. Our fighters start working at Nathaniel Wood, done a bit of work with Lonnie Kavanagh, Wesley Maya. Then like I started working with Chanel Dyer, who was training at Team Underground at the time. And then like met Fred Haggerty through her, John Haggerty's younger brother, started training him, started training George Jarvis, who fights in one, Otis Waghorn, who fights in one. And I couldn't stop that wave of like big fighters, you know, like some of the best MMA fighters in the country and the world, definitely the best Muay Thai fighters in the world. And that just put boxing on the back foot. Boxing's a hard sport. If you're not in with a promoter, if you're not in with a manager, if you don't own a gym, it's a grind. Boxing is a grind, man. You really gotta like get a lucky break. But MMA is more like I'm a part of a team. There's other coaches, you know. In this gym, we got Brad Pickett, Ashley Grimshaw, Mike Eckendale. So it's not like as much pressure. Pro boxing coaching is like you're with your fighters Monday to Friday. You got to manage their lives. You got to fucking organize the sparring. You got to travel for sparring, which means you're making less money. But I would love to go back to pro boxing, maybe like 10, 15 years time. How will I be then? I guess in my 40s, towards my 50s, and open a gym and like give it a good go again. But for now, my main focus is working with Great Britain top team here and the Muay Thai fighters I work with, because that's where success and the enjoyment's at.
Well, I tell you what's good there, because like as I said to you before, I come from a boxing background, and like when you're in that kind of world, you look down on MMA in a way, don't you? Right?
Sure.
I certainly did, and the whole sort of culture did at the time. I don't know about now as much, but definitely then. And it was like, oh, you're doing that grappling nonsense.
Yeah.
But it's like for you, when you got the opportunity, it was a bit of that in your brain of like, I don't really want to be connected to MMA.
Yeah, a little bit, and that has. MMA and Muay Thai has completely fucked up boxing for me. You know,
Right.
I worked so hard to get good at boxing coaching, and that like I have not had a pro boxer message me in about 4 years to like do a little trial session or nothing. Because what you put out there, you know, on social media, I put out that I'm training MMA fighters, Muay Thai fighters. You know, like I feel like if they were to come to me and try it, they would see that I'm good. But I also don't want it. I'm happy. I've got Tyler Marriott, who's a pro. He's fighting this Saturday.
What weight is he?
He is fighting a welter, but he's going to drop back down to light welter, what he used to box at.
Right.
Yeah, so I have him, you know, and that's perfect. I'm happy with.
But you got your own little niche, right? To be like a boxing coach for MMA.
Yeah, I do feel like
because there's a lot of bad ones of them out there. Not bad ones is the wrong way to say it. But it's not their job. Do you know what I mean? It's not they're not a full-time sort of. I'm doing it for this. So like boxing for MMA, striking for MMA.
It suited me. It really did. It just like my style of like filling in the gaps, the movement, two-phase attacks, you know, like the work I've done with the Muay Thai fighters, with Freddie and George, especially that now they fight in one championship. One championship is so different than traditional Thai.
Yeah, gloves, right?
Yeah, small gloves. So like I got them working their phases, you know, like when I started helping George Jarvis, he was still sitting back in the ropes, heavy kicks, you know, like very skillful. You know George Jarvis?
Yeah.
Very, very skillful, but I feel like he needed that second phase attack, that bit of ring control, and then he just started wiping people out, and it just went on like not all because of me.
Yeah.
Paulo De Silva, one of the co-owner of Lumpini's.
He's been on the podcast, I know Paulo. Yeah.
He's been on it, yeah. So we kind of worked together, done the same style. Obviously, George's dad's been with him for a long time, but me and Paulo kind of worked with that kind of aggressive style, because George, like, fighters don't realize that if you're a skillful fighter, like Nathaniel Wood is, like Wesley Maya is, like George Jarvis is, just because you're being more aggressive doesn't mean you're not going to be skillful. So like George kept that bit of skill, and you seen the fight with like Rugron Wee where he went like slip, cross, you know, like it was aggressive but skillful. So I felt like my style worked well with Muay Thai fighters, with MMA fighters, and but I always asked questions. When I first started, I would ask like Nathaniel Wood questions, Brad Pickett questions, anyone. I didn't give a shit. Whoever I need to ask questions to, I'll ask questions and get advice. And okay, so he's a grappler, so what punches would be good for him? What punches would be bad for him? You know, so like coaches don't ask questions enough. You know, they feel their ego gets thing. But for me, I just asked. Look, I still do it. I still do it.
But that's what makes a great coach to me. Do you know what I mean? A bit of give and take, because we've all been in boxing gyms where there's like a sort of stuck in his ways coach that tells you to do it this way, and when you are sort of like they dismiss anything else, and they tell you to do it this way basically because they told you to do it that way. Which,
exactly. And
like,
I didn't fight, so I don't have an ego.
Right. Well, that was my next part of my question. I was going to say, is your limited background that helps you? I would imagine, because you're not stuck in your ways, isn't it?
That's to make good coaches. The Eric Nixick. Actually, I'm wearing the T-shirt now.
Extreme Couture, yeah. Shout out.
He was an American footballer, you know.
Yeah, I don't think he ever had a fight at all, did he? He's never fought.
And he went on to getting best best coach, MMA coach. And he actually gets a little bit of stick sometimes. Like, oh, he's not the best coach in the world. He hasn't fought. He just because he does a lot of podcasts and stuff. He's just a podcast coach. I've been in his gym for three weeks this year with Chanel. I've been there with Mark DKZ in 2022. He's a fucking good coach.
Right.
He's a good coach.
He's got the results speak for itself tonight.
100%. He's a good coach, and it's not just because Ngannou won the world title or Strickland won the world title. He's got a good level of fighters coming there. He's a good leader. He's a good coach. But yeah, for me, I'm just like, I'll work with my fighters because I have no ego. Do you know what I mean? I've got no ego. I've got no like. I'm not stuck in my ways. I'm willing to learn and adapt to any other style.
And I think that becomes in with a new generation too, because like what I think is beneficial to fighters too is like when a coach is young themselves, because you're sort of like what I'd call a career coach, right? Yeah. You're not just a retired fighter who's decided like that's better than painting and decorating or building. Do you know what I mean? And you've had to do it because that's like, again, old school, isn't it? You know what I mean? A lot of retired fighters that weren't sort of top level, that didn't make enough money to retire on, they sort of they need a job. So holding pads is better than the alternative, isn't it? Whereas for you, you've chose this life. So the passion involved in that has got a... Do you know what I'm saying? It's a double whammy, isn't it?
For sure.
This is your job versus like, I'll just do it for you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I worked... It's only now I'm looking back, and when I done the mental health talk the last day and like doing the podcast with you, I done a podcast a few years ago, like I have worked hard at it. Like I really have, you know, like it was tough, yeah. Especially financially, just like never having money for so long amount of time. My parents had to send me money through Western Union, like to be able to pay my fucking my rent, or like I was shit with money anyway, to be honest. Even my missus, the first couple of years being with her, like she was always helping me out. So like, yeah, I really had to knuckle down and learn how to manage money, and I built up a massive clientele basis now. I'm booked up every day between fighters and clients, one-to-one sessions. I'm busy, you know. I've learned how to control money. I registered as a sole trader, you know. Like I've done it, you know. I thought I would never actually open my own business and like learn about tax and learn how to avoid paying lots of tax. So yeah, it's just like it was hard, man. It was hard, you know. I live in the gym, you know. The gym, Islington Boxing Club, got broken into once or twice when I was there, so I slept on the tube a few times, or if there was other fighters staying there, you know, I've slept on the 207 bus. If anyone knows 207 bus, it goes from Hayes Bypass to Oxford Circus. That is a long fucking drive, and I would just sleep on it, half awake, half asleep, and then like wait for my mate who'd come back from night shifts and like jump on his couch for a while, and it was tough, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I don't feel sorry for myself because I've done it by choice, you know. I could have just gone back to Ireland. It's only 20 quid flight. I could have worked more and made my money, but I wanted to like, if I'm awake and fucking breathing, I'm coaching. That's what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? I just fucking like went for it. You know, like from being like a small fucking boy from a town in Ireland, I really did go for it. My favourite British boxer ever was George Groves. Okay. I moved over here a year after he fought Carl Froch. So his coach at the time, Paddy Fitzpatrick. I went to his gym, like I just went down to Swindon. Right. And just went into the gym, like, and just spoke to him, you know? Yeah. I spoke to Shane McGuigan's dad, Barry McGuigan, in like 2017, only after 2 years of coaching. I'm still only coaching kids. Yeah. I was like, does Shane want any coaches? You know, like I wasn't embarrassed to go for it. And that has helped me, you know, speaking, asking, like putting yourself out there. Because I knew it was going to be hard. I knew no one. I knew nothing. I knew no one. Fucking like nothing when I moved here. My mate, that was it. And Islington Boxing Club. That's all I knew. Do you know what I mean? So like, to get where I've got to, you know, like I worked hard. I'm proud of myself. I guess I don't say it enough, but I guess it could have not happened as well, but it did happen. So yeah. And you should be. I think you should be, because what you said there with the you know, the going for it side of things. A lot of people don't, do they? A lot of people like would have like gone back to Ireland and just worked in the hotel, whatever he was doing, wouldn't they? And sort of done a bit of boxing coaching and sort of been that guy in the pub in 20 years' time. Yeah. But now, like at the age you are, again, and I've mentioned it a few times, but like you've got 30 odd years in front of you in the coaching game. You know what I mean? It's not like a fighter where you got to retire before 40 sort of thing. So like going forward now, and all you got, like you're here at GB Top Team with all these high level fighters, that's going to evolve too, right? And being around the UFC has got to be sort of a big big deal's the wrong word because it sounds obvious, but you know where I'm coming from, right? Is a big sort of platform to be on. And like being a part of them fights, it's hard, you know? Like it does take it doesn't matter if you've had 100 fights or no fights. You got to know how to coach in the corner and give the right advice. And like I've seen coaches who have had good successful careers and give horrendous advice. Yeah. Terrible pads, terrible calling things at the wrong time. You know what I mean? So it's like, it doesn't really matter. It can help in certain ways. Like Brad Pickett here, the owner of this gym, he's a great leader. You know, he got top 5 in the world, and he's a great technical coach. Great, perfect. But not everyone is like that. You know, not everyone is Brad. And I think that's what everyone's got to just go on their own journey. You know, like stop looking at other people, where other people are at, or what other people do. Where fuck, if he had 50 fights, I've had none. How am I going to be a good coach? You know?
Yeah.
But it doesn't work.
It don't work like that. And do you know one of my pet peeves as well is with coaches is when they're overcoaching the corner. Like you touched on it a bit there. Like, you know, when coaches, someone comes back to the corner, they've just had an hiding in that round, and the coach is giving them 16 million pieces of advice, and it's like, he ain't taking that, or he or she ain't taking that in. Do you know what I mean? He's just been kicked in the head. Like, give him some simple advice.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, simple. My kind of like routine. It's easier in boxing because you have your boxer, and that's just me and him, and the cut man's over there. But like in the cage, it's like this. Okay, first round, who's going in? Me and Brad will do this round. Second round, Ash and Brad, you go in because two go in. Like so it's a bit more hectic. But I just like to just say, take your gum shield out. And I learned this from a coach called JR, John Richards from Islington Boxing Club. First bit, spit the water out, rinse it, spit it out, take a deep breath. Okay, now drink this a little bit. Drink this a little bit. How are you feeling? A little bit of advice. Boom. Bit of water, gum shit back in, deep breath, out, done. Simple. They can only take that bit of advice anyway.
And they'll remember them little bits, won't they, versus the million other things. But it's interesting you said there it's easier in boxing. Like, I'm conflicted on that too, because obviously there's less going on in boxing, but by the same time, if it's one-sided fight in boxing, you're limited on options. If me and you are boxing and you're a better boxer than me, do you see where I'm coming from? Whereas in MMA, you might be boxing me up, but I've got other options in terms of what to pick.
What I love about MMA, like anything can fucking happen.
Right.
You can pull a fight out of the bag, you know, in so many different ways. In boxing, sometimes you're looking at the fight thinking, this is how it's going to go.
There's no way out of this one, right?
There was one fight, my last title fight, I was part of Dean Sutherland, he's 20-2 now, a lot of fights, you know what I mean? He's got great record, excuse me. But he fought 11th of May on my birthday, 2024, last year, against Sion Yaxley, who was coached by Joe Gallagher. Like, it was a proper hard fight. It was for Dean. What belt did Dean have again? The Celtic belt or something, and it was like a British title eliminator. And like, in my eyes, Dean's better than him. Dean's boxing better than him, but losing the rounds out of just fucking laziness. And if Dean's watching this, mate, he broke my heart that night. Right? Just like, he's just not trying to defend properly. Dean's got a good chin, you know. He's just like, sometimes when you have a good chin, you take too much damage, knowing that. So he taken a few too many shots. Just wasn't doing enough. So he's losing the fight, but shouldn't be. And then end of the 9th round, Sam Mullins is with me, right? So he has his pros, I have my pros. I don't talk to his pros, he don't talk to my pros. As in, we don't coach each other, like, out of respect.
Yeah.
That's it. But we help each other in the corner. I just remember watching the fight, just like 10 seconds left at the end of the 9th. I'm like, there's one round left. I'm like, what are we going to do? I just looked at Sam. I was like, Sam, I said, go in the corner this round. He's like, what? He goes, I don't even fucking talk to Dean. I'm like, just go in the corner. I was like, and do what? I was like, do whatever you want to do. Sam gets in the corner. Dean looks at Sam. He says, get off the fucking stool, you cunt. And Dean looks at him and goes, everyone's here for you and you're fucking embarrassing yourself. And he just stuck it on him. Dean went out and stopped him.
Did he? Oh, wow. That story ended different than I thought it would. Yeah.
Right hook, put him out, and then took him out on his feet.
Good
Unbelievable. Man. And there was like 500-600 people there, like, for Dean. It was mental.
That's
mental.
brilliant, isn't it?
Credit to Sion, he was a brilliant fighter. He shouldn't have got sucked in.
Yeah.
You know, and he definitely wasn't told to, because Joe Gallagher, his coach, is like a world-class coach. He had Kieran Farrell in his corner, like a good team. Like, he was just silly. He got sucked into it. Got sucked in. And he just caught one shot. Oh, that was brilliant. So, it doesn't happen often in boxing when you pull out the bag. When it does, it's fucking good.
But when it does get pulled out the bag, it's like that, right? It's a big shot that will change it, like, that comes out of somewhere. But I tell you what's interesting, like, do you watch still boxing now? Or are you more, like, focused on MMA for your fighters?
I don't watch much of either.
Yeah. Oh, really? That's interesting.
I'm around all the time.
Yeah.
I have to watch fights. Help Brad sometimes with the opponents. Nowhere near the level of how much fights Brad has to watch, but I'll watch a couple of fights. If I miss it live, I'll never watch it back. Okay. That's how I work.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm interested in something, I want to watch it live. I miss it, never watch it back.
Yeah, you don't. Right. Do you watch MMA fights with sort of a, how would I put this, like a specialist eye, if you like, where you're looking at specific things? You sort of stay in your lane, from what I'm hearing from the way you speak.
Yeah, If I know who it is fighting, I'll look at it and like if I watch Nathaniel fight, I'm like, trying to say, do this, do that in my head or this, that. But if I'm just watching the fight, I'll watch. I enjoy like grappling and like ground and pound submissions. I enjoy that. And even like I cornered someone, Jordan Davis, who fights here. I cornered him at Fusion. It was like his second or third fight. And like Brad wasn't here, Ash wasn't here, Mike wasn't here. So it was me and Marlon cornered him and his S&C coach, Andre. And Marlon's one of the fighters from here. So I kind of was almost like helping them with the grappling like advice, just a little bit, not much like control that hand or like kind of copying what Marlon was saying, but also like I get it a little bit, And like Brad always says, a lot of the advice, in this gym when they spar Tuesday, Thursdays, you got 2 mats. I go on the other mat, and I'm the only coach usually on that mat. So like most advice is like, come on, let's work to get up, Stop, hold the hand that's punching you and get. It's not always like, oh, put this hook in and do this. It's not always technical advice. It can just be like, let's work to get up, or like if he's got me against the cage, watch the knees or look for the trip. So yeah, I'm not a grappling coach at all, but I enjoy it. I enjoy watching it, and I
think there's power to that too, to be fair, because a little bit what I said earlier about overcoaching and stuff like that. Sometimes, like a specific grappling coach can look at things and sort of not overcomplicate it, because of course you've got to do it the right way and not give up position, etc., etc. But at the same time, you're looking at it not being such an expert in grappling and saying, well, just fucking stand up then. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think there's a big power in that, isn't there?
Sometimes that's all they need to hear.
Yeah, because they're overly thinking the jiu-jitsu element of it.
Don't settle. Don't fucking settle. Come on, let's work to get up.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree with that. I agree.
And it works,
Yeah.
It works.
Because like fights that go on now, and we come on to some of the current fights that are going on recently, we've had Eubank, Ben going on, stuff like that. I'm assuming you watched that at the time when it was happening. Yeah. There's a lot going on, which again, I'd like a coach's sort of opinion, because you hear a lot of dummies' opinions. I've got my own opinions and stuff like that, but the amount Conor Benn improved for this one is nowhere near as much as what Chris Eubank fell off for my money. Like, what would you think about that?
Yeah, well, Chris Eubank trains in Churchill's, so I've seen him the whole time. I just felt like the first time he was just on it more. Again, there's not much to it. It just seems like he was better the first night, worse the second night. I don't know what happened. Sometimes you can have off nights, but the fact he didn't try and like knock him out even the last round, wasn't like go for broke or nothing. He just like can't be arsed. I don't know. I don't know.
It seemed like it just wasn't there, right? It just was not there. Like, and I didn't want to see the rematch after the first fight. Now, from like I'm a Eubank fan.
It's been spoiled now, isn't it?
Right? Yeah, exactly. Because like when the first one happened, don't get me wrong, it was a great fight. You'd want to see that again. But like looking at it through the point of view that you wanted Eubank to sort of come out on top a little bit, just because of personality or whatever. And I just looked at it and it was like, it's not going to get better than that, right? You know, and I was listening to some people that don't really know boxing saying, oh, this time he box him up and he'd do this. I was looking at it going, I don't think that's going to happen. You know, I think this time I picked Eubank, but I think it was more with like heart than head. Do you know what I mean? Like you're looking at it now, it's obvious that was going to happen, right? Yeah. Now that's easy to say because hindsight gives you everything. Yeah. But after the first fight, wouldn't it have been nice if he'd have just gone, that's me now, I'm done.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he should have. But then again, like, I think he got like 11 million for this one. That's a lot.
All right, then get back in there, boy. Yeah, get back up in there. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, he's not going to make Eubank's not going to make that anywhere else.
No.
You know what I mean? No. Maybe if Canelo beat Crawford, maybe Canelo and Eubank could have fought. Maybe like he probably would have got paid well because it's Canelo. But yeah, that's a good pay. That's an easy payday. Like, right. Conor Benn's lighter than him. Like, punch him up a few times. Like, not an easy payday, but it's like, yeah, you're not going to get damage for life from someone 2 weight classes below you.
It's true, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
but it's the psychological thing, isn't it? Like what that means to that family.
I don't know what happened. He's claiming something was up. He looked good in the gym. I see him training.
Right.
But
it was clear, like the fight. I mean, listen, I'm watching it on TV, right? So I'm like way from the outside. But you like 3 rounds in, it was like obvious, wasn't it? It was like, oh shit, this is only going one way. This is not,
Yeah, and just. Yeah, it's weirdest part was that he didn't try to knock him out at the end, or he didn't.
Was it just flat? It was just gone. Sometimes it's just gone, isn't it?
Sometimes maybe the weight cut fucked him as well. Maybe.
Well, he come in underweight as well.
He's always been a good fighter, Chris. Like he's always shown up to fight. He's never done that before.
Right.
Even like when Billy Joe was boxing his head off, he was still trying to like get to him and knock him out. When George Groves beat him, he was trying. He was there till the very end.
Trying his heart.
George Groves popped his shoulder out in the last round. He was still there. So like maybe something was wrong. Maybe something was up. You never know. You never know. But like from that, like people are sort of having different opinions on Conor Benn now. On Conor Benn, it seems to be they're either saying he beat a nothing sort of in front of him and he's useless, he never do anything, or it's like, oh, he's world class now and he's going to. Doesn't seem to be a middle ground. Like where do you sit on that one? Yeah, I need to see him beat someone like a Jack Catterall, even like a Eku Esamin, Chris Congo. He probably won't fight. Maybe not Jack, but like Eko Esselman, Chris Congo, all them guys, like, they're British, European kind of Commonwealth level, pushing to worlds. Like, he probably will never fight them because he's like too popular, too big for them.
Yeah.
But like, I think he'd struggle with them guys. If he was to beat them, kind of, like, I think Jack Catterall would be a good fight for him, but a dangerous fight for him. Jack is very good. I do think he can win a world title. Maybe Barrios. Maybe, I don't know how good these guys are. You know, like Lewis Crocker. I wonder how that fight could go. You know what I mean? He's definitely good, Ben. He's not shit. When people say shit, it's ridiculous.
Stupid comment.
But yeah, he definitely. I would have rather judged him from people he beat a British, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, the issue I think now
Harry
is
Scarf, all them kind of guys.
all them people, but it's almost like it's too late for that now, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it
Because
is,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
your popularity
It's too good for them.
versus the
Yeah,
risk.
yeah.
It don't make any sense
No
because you
way.
lose to one of them now. You are he's useless and it's
Yeah,
whatever, which ain't the case. But you know, people don't know and opportunities are there. So if you've got a world title on the horizon, you're going to take it.
Yeah.
My issue with it more now is like, what weight does he do? Because like he's fought a middleweight. I know he's not a middleweight, but
Yeah.
he's still put the weight on, isn't he? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like you're going to take yourself back down.
I
It's
think
like,
he's going to come down, yeah.
But how far? Do you know what I mean? Like
Welterweight.
He's going to go all the way. Yeah. Do you think?
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
That's what talks are.
Yeah.
I reckon he'll go down to welterweight. I think he's ranked as well.
Okay.
Somewhere
that makes a
at
difference,
welter.
right?
Yeah. I reckon he'll.
Do you think
come
he
down.
struggle with that, or he'd be all right?
No, because I was watching like his video of him the day before the weigh-in, packing on food and stuff. So like he hasn't. Yeah, he's still a welterweight.
I was at the weigh-ins and I was quite close to him.
Yeah.
And he's definitely not middleweight.
Nah,
you know
no
what I mean?
way.
Like, have you seen him in person?
Yes. Yeah, I went to spar. We didn't spar him. We sparred down his gym. Met him there.
Because he's like his body is a welterweight size
Yeah,
for my eye. But
yeah.
again, like,
Solid welterweight.
Solid welterweight, but a welterweight, right?
Welterweight, yeah,
and it's
for
like he's but at a certain point, like if you've packed on a lot of muscle and stuff. I don't know. Some people do it fine, don't they?
Yes.
Then you've got examples like Roy Jones where just the wheels fall off.
Yes,
you know? So,
yeah. He has. What's his Dan? Something is his S&C coach.
I know you're talking about. I don't know the guy's name. I know.
Yeah, I feel like he's quite clued in. He's been around for a long time, so he's got loads of money as well. He's probably done it.
He's probably
done it right.
Yeah.
I'd like to think with all that money and scientists around him and nutrition and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a shame about the whole drug cheating thing. You know, it's like it's funny because it's like if he did do it, it's hard to be a fan of him. If he didn't, I feel sorry for him.
Yeah. And you never know. We'll never know.
You never know.
ultimately.
Sometimes
We'll
I'm
never
watching
know.
like Eddie talk and his dad talk and other people talk. I'm like, yeah, he's innocent. Then other times I'm like, fuck, he could easily be doing it. You know?
Yeah, of course.
It's hard. But if you cheat in a combat sport, you're just a fucking scumbag.
But exactly. It's like you said. You listen to the dad. You listen to Eddie, and then you believe. But it's like that's what they're going to say anyway, right? Like whatever one side or the other side says doesn't really mean anything, does it?
That's saying if you have lied, you have to back yourself.
Yeah.
If you openly admit it, that can be a ban for life. So the best thing to do is like plead not guilty, and then like it's up to Robert Smith and the British Boxing Board Control what they decide to do. But if you go ahead and say yes, I was taking steroids, I'll hold your hands up. That's the worst thing you can do. Now you're fucked.
Yeah, now
you
are
get
a
banned
proper,
for life for doing that. Yeah, you get banned for life. So you have to lie either way.
And it's tough, isn't it? Because you never know, you don't know what happens. You don't know what goes on behind closed doors, do you? So it's easy to hear certain things and go, he's definitely cheated, or hear other things and go, no, he's innocent, he got fucked. But
Exactly.
You'll never know. So you can go around in circles on that. The other one that's come out now, which is a completely different thing, which I can't get my head around. It's going to happen. Is Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua? I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen Anthony Joshua in person. Like this is a man mountain, right? This is like. This could be the one where it goes really wrong, couldn't it? And someone gets really properly hurt here.
But will it though? Like,
well, that's what I
is
get.
Anthony Joshua actually going to walk out there and punch him in the face as hard as he can? Because he could just like do some serious damage.
Well, to me, like you tell me.
What's going to happen? Like?
You tell me what you think. If Anthony Joshua decides this is a one-round job, no questions, there's no way around that.
A minute.
Yeah, there's no way around
He
that.
punches like a train.
Yeah.
Like it's not even like Jake Paul is a YouTuber who's trying to do boxing and he's massive. He's not massive. He's a cruiserweight. Like there's a big difference between a hard-hitting heavyweight and a cruiserweight.
And I think he's built himself to a cruiserweight. He's not a real cruiserweight.
Exactly.
He's a light heavyweight.
Even that. Exactly. Yeah. So I don't know. People ask me what to bet on. My bet is the fight doesn't happen.
That's my initial thought as well. Something could go on where this.
Check if the bookies are doing that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
If the bookies are putting that on, then the fight's going to be called off because that's what's going to happen. They're not going to fight. I'd be shocked.
A part of me goes like, listening to that coming out, I was like, before I'd seen it, like, and people just saying it's happening. You know, you go, don't be stupid, it's never going to happen, right?
Yeah,
Jake Paul's too clever for that. But then, as it's happening, you're seeing them next to each other. You're going, how can this happen? How can they let that happen? You know
and what's going to happen in the fight as well? How is the fight going to go? Is AJ going to play the game? You know, it's like, I just don't get it. Like Mayweather played the game against Logan Paul against Conor McGregor, but it's not a big a deal because he's not a knockout artist. But if AJ doesn't knock out Jake Paul, he's going to get rinsed for the rest of his life.
Well, I think if you don't get rid of him in the first round, he's marred, isn't he? You know what I mean? He's like career looks a bit like
what just be done in one.
But to me, like even if he does, even like we say, even if he was to play the game, as soon as he starts coming out and popping a jab, like it's going to be like, whoa, okay, serious. Like, but what's going on in Jake Paul's head? Does he really believe he's going to win? Do you think?
Fuck knows.
Is he that crazy? Does he think he's going to win?
No, he doesn't. Surely not.
He can't, because my initial thought of this is like, he's got to be sparring heavyweights, right? Who's he sparring?
Yeah.
How big are these people?
Yeah.
How much are they doing?
Footage real? Is it staged?
It's strange, isn't it? I don't know. The whole thing's bizarre to me, but I can't believe it's happening. To be honest with you.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But will you watch it?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, fuck, I was going to say I'll watch it.
This one I will 100% watch.
100% I'll watch it. And I'm not a Jake Paul hater, by the way, because to be fair to him, it ain't easy, is it, to put yourself out in front of the world like that? Do you know what I mean? It's like people can say what they want. He did beat Julio Cesar Chavez. You can say what you want about him, but at one point was a proper world champion. Do you know what I mean? Anderson Silva. I know he's nearly 50, but at the same, you still got to keep doing this. Do you know what I mean? And over and over again. Apparently they offered it to Tommy Fury, and Tommy Fury had no interest.
Really? Yeah.
Apparently. But again, this is like what we said about Conor McGregor. You don't know what you're hearing, right? It's all coming through YouTube and whatever.
He wasn't horrendous against Tommy Fury, who's some bit of a decent level pro boxer. So no, credit to him.
People say about Jake Paul, he's an area level fighter. He wouldn't win a Southern area title. I don't know about that, but like, what would you think of him? What sort of level is he?
I guess he's thereabouts, yeah.
Is that all? You don't think he's any higher?
Yeah, I do guess he's that. I do guess he's Southern area, English area. Yeah, I do. I'd struggle to say he's better than that. Yeah.
It's mental, isn't it? And what's AJ do after this?
Well, there's talks of him having a big fight next year. Probably AJ. Probably Fury.
But he's got to get rid of him early, right, Jake Paul?
Yeah, for
sure. He does, let's play devil's advocate here. He wins a close decision, right? Not that I think that'll happen, but let's just
it's going to be very hard to sell the next fight.
Argument's sake, he goes to points with Jake Paul, even if it's dominant.
Yeah.
What do you do then? Like it's tough, isn't it?
Yeah, whatever fight is next is going to be hard to sell if he doesn't blast Jake Paul out.
Yeah. And like, because Tyson Fury had a similar, I know it's different, Ngannou's a completely different beast than Jake Paul, but like, for my money, he lost that fight to Francis Ngannou. I think he lost, to be honest with you. Do you know what I mean? Maybe a part of me was caught up in the fairy tale story of it, but either way, and then obviously Joshua dealt with it. I don't necessarily think it was that Joshua had an easier job. I think whoever went second had an easier job. Do you see where I'm coming from? Because you firstly, you've got to take him serious off the first one because of what he did, and secondly, you've seen it happen, right? And like, for whatever power and scariness he's got in a cage and in his fists, obviously, in Ngannou, he's a limited boxer compared to the top level. And like you know from just watching it, if you've been in the gym with sparring and the levels are a bit skewed, very quickly that becomes clear that this could be very dangerous if you don't look after whoever needs looking after.
Yes,
right?
Yeah, for sure.
And with Jake Paul, and I'm going back to Jake Paul, but I'm confused on this one. Man. I'm really lost on this one.
Could end bad.
Yeah, it could end really bad.
You could get seriously hurt. I just don't know. I don't know. And I think the best thing to do, people, is just not try and guess what's going to happen because you got to wait until the day. Cause
it might not happen, right?
Fuck no, and that might not even happen,
Well, and I tell you why I say that as well. Was like I had a feeling, just a gut feeling, not based in anything. When he was supposed to fight Gervonta Davis, my gut was saying, I don't see this happening. I just can't see it, and it didn't. And that's not because I'm trying to be clever. I just couldn't. You know what I mean?
You don't know. Maybe he was paid. Maybe he's paid $1 million to just pretend he's going to fight him, and then
it would have been a weird fight, I think.
You know what I mean? You never know. You just don't know this shit, man. You don't know. It's so far fetched. It's just getting ridiculous. He was going to go from Gervonta Davis to Anthony Joshua. It's just like
incredible. Like literally twice the size of him. Literally twice the size of him.
It's madness.
Mental. Crazy. But anyway, let's move on to a bright thing because I said I'd come back to it earlier. You're a Rocky fan.
Yes.
God bless you.
Yes,
I'm a Rocky fan. I grew up on Rocky too. Which the best film, mate? Choose your words careful here because I've got a strong opinion on this one.
Yeah. So Rocky 1 is unbelievable because of the story and him, the actual real story about him not having any money.
Right.
He sold his dog.
Sylvester Stallone you're talking about.
Sold his dog to get a bit of money for the film, but ended up buying the dog back and anyway. So he the story of that is great. The film is great. I love it. It means a lot to me. I remember my dad watching it on the TV, and that's when I first kind of watched it, and it was running up the steps, and I was like, oh, what's this called? I was only a kid. That's when I really started to get into boxing. But I would say I would nearly have to say the best one is is the third one.
I've got yes, you got it.
Do you
Top
agree?
mate,
Yeah?
100%. To me, that's
with,
the best one.
with Mr. T.
Mr. T is the best
Yeah.
one for me. Yeah.
I would say followed by 1 or 4.
Yep. Yeah. I'm with
Followed
you.
by 1 or 4, and two's not bad either.
Two's good, yeah.
Two's not
I like
bad.
them all. Two was
Yeah.
the first one I ever saw. So
Yeah.
two's got a special place for me
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
And then I kind of work back, forward and whatever. But to be honest with you, people knock Rocky 5 too.
It's good. It's good. Film.
I'm such
It's
a
good
Rocky
film.
fan, I'm
Yeah.
into all of them.
That's a
Creed,
good
we can have a different conversation. I'm not a Creed fan, but maybe that's a story for another day. You a Creed fan?
The first movie, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yes, the first one was good.
I've had a rant on here before about Creed and how I don't like it. But yeah.
First one was good, but I wasn't.
Should have left it there, is my opinion on that. That's cool. That's enough now.
Yeah.
But
And Rocky Balboa, was that the name of the
yep,
sixth one?
the sixth one, that's not bad.
Yeah,
I can watch that.
That wasn't bad, yeah.
Mate,
Yeah.
listen, they could make a Rocky 25, 6, 7, 8. I'll watch them all.
Yeah,
I'm diehard Rocky,
Yeah.
but I'm glad you said Rocky.
It's sad now, it's real sad. That's Rocky 5. Do you know the scene where he goes back into Mickey's gym?
Yep.
I actually cried watching that scene.
Yeah.
Maybe 10, 15 years ago as a teenager. I was like,
Great movies.
it meant something to me, Rocky.
Yeah. They're great movies.
They're great movies, brilliant.
Yeah, great movie.
And I still feel like maybe I'm fucking off my head, right? But the fight scenes, I still feel like they're better than like
They are.
the ones now.
They are.
I
I think
still
so.
feel like the
Yeah.
way they've done it and choreographed it. I still think it's good.
Yeah,
Still
I
think
think
it
it's
looks like a fight more than like they look terrible now, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think, because they overdo it now. I think,
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
they?
yeah.
Like the fight scenes in Rocky are quite to the point, aren't they?
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
quite like that. We don't need to see like overblown acrobatics.
Yeah,
Which is
yeah.
part of my. And again, I won't go into the rant. I've had it before with the Creed movies. I don't believe Michael B. Jordan is a fighter. I go, he looks like an actor playing a fighter.
True.
Versus like them days, Mr. T looked like a fighter. Right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he
Mr.
did,
T.
like, I didn't watch the A-Team.
Yeah.
So like to me, like Clubber Lang is like that is him.
That's
like,
a real guy to me. Yeah,
He
exactly.
was scary. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant film. Brilliant
Yeah,
film.
I agree. I
Brilliant
agree.
films.
I agree.
Brilliant.
So we're in agreement on that one,
Yes.
which is
Yeah.
great. But like, if we step forward, mate, like if we was to sit down here in 2, 3, 10 years' time, like, are you the sort of boxing guy for MMA? Do you see yourself as that role?
Yeah, I guess, boxing / striking coach in my own little niche style, but I don't know as well, like maybe like once a year kind of thing, once every 18 months, I'll be like, that's it, I'm getting back into boxing. I love boxing, I'm going to build a pro, and then I'm just like, fuck boxing.
Yeah,
It's a miserable sport, it's a hard sport, but I would love to, like, it's like an itch that I need to scratch.
Well,
I will do it eventually.
I was going to say, maybe the angle for you is to take sort of a top-level boxer and transition him to MMA and sort
Yeah.
of bring him that route
Yeah,
to be the first
yeah.
true sort of world champion in both. You know what I mean? I know
never
it's
know.
happened in the women's, but like
Yeah.
not so much in men's, which could be a fun angle. But you've said you sort of started kicking and stuff with people, or
Yeah,
holding pads
yeah,
for kicking and
yeah.
stuff. Does that keep rolling too? Does that
Yeah,
turn
'cause
into you
that's-
start teaching a bit of grappling with it and all that?
No.
No.
I don't want to coach something that I'm shit at. I'm part of a good team now. I want to be like respected, and what I'm good at, I'm good at.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want to. Yeah.
But when I say grappling, I mean sort of positional stuff on the feet more, not so much like taking people to the ground and showing the specifics of an armbar and stuff like that. But like we all know, like up close in boxing, there's certain little specific positions that head position wrestling could help you with and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Does that sort of
For
come
sure.
into your game?
Yeah. It depends who I'm working with.
Right.
A lot of the fighters I do one-to-one sessions with seem to be strikers. You know, Nathaniel Wood, Alfie Davis, Wesley Maya. A lot of them are strikers. You know, so like it's mainly striking.
Yeah,
you know
right,
what I mean? A lot of grapplers aren't too fussed about hitting pads and stuff. But if I am, then yeah, I can add in an entry, add in a single leg, a double leg, or a right hand roll, body lock.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. So I have no idea where I'll be in 10 years' time. Right now, I'm also really enjoying like building up a good clientele basis. You know, like earning good money, saving, and trying to get a new house for my kids. So like finances are important as well.
Right.
Before it was just about me. That's why I was happy to be as good as fucking homeless, but coaching all the time. And you know, like I remember going sparring or going to some shows, but like no money. You know what I mean? Like some days going sparring. I used to go sparring with this Turkish fighter, Shir Ozgul. He was my first pro. I remember going down to iBox gym in Bromley, Al Smith's gym. Just had no money, you know what I mean? I was always starving, like no money, like going to these places. Had to bump the train for years, and like, but it was worth it.
Yeah.
I would do it all again. I would do it all again. Like fuck.
Do you look back on it fondly? Was it fun times as
Yeah,
well?
for
Even
sure,
though it's
for
hard,
sure.
they're fun.
Yeah. It was like, it was tough.
Yeah.
It was tough. I loved it. I would just get in the gym and just coach, and like all my worries, all my anxieties, everything goes away. I just like put a pair of pads on, love it. Now it's a bit harder now because I'm really busy.
Yeah.
You know, like I've got Alfie Davis, you know, he's getting ready for a fight with Usman Nurmagomedov.
Right, tough fight coming.
Bigger fights, you know what I mean? Like more, like it's like studying more fights, watching more fights. Like the funnest part is like training the kids, you know, training amateur fighters, you know, having some fun. You know, it's like they're the fun days. Now it's like it's a career now. It's working hard. It's hard. Second I finished that session with Alfie, I got a PT, and then Nathaniel Wood. You know, like they all want the best from you.
Of course, yeah.
Which is hard. It's hard to like.
Because it's their session, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And then like it's tough. It's tough. But yeah, I'm happy. But I would definitely like to own a pro boxing gym. And I've got like a couple of people I was speaking to about doing it with in terms of like business partners, and they all kind of give me the green light. But I'm like, nah, not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. But when I go for it, I'm going to go for it.
Yeah.
Go for 100%.
Nice.
And I'd like to have a gym then, like for the rest of my life, you know. Because the only way I make money is if I have pads on my hands.
Right.
So like, I can't do that for the rest of my life either.
No.
So like, I would love to own a gym. And I feel like I'm good enough to own a gym. I feel like I have good enough CV to own a gym, and like, you know, I feel like I would be good enough. But I'm just not ready yet. You know, I'm not ready to commit to that. And I want to call it Barry's Boxing Gym. So if that fails, then that looks bad, doesn't it? It's my name that's failed, you know. So not yet. Not yet. 5 years, maybe more, maybe less. We'll see what happens. Yeah.
Well, mate, boom. This has been brilliant.
Yes.
I really
Thanks for
appreciate your
having
time, mate. I've got to come in and have a session with you at some point and
for
experience
sure.
some of this
Absolutely.
magic. Before we finish, most important question of the day. You're not from these parts, so you might not give me the best answer. Which football team you support?
That's a controversial question. You just asked me. I've always been a Liverpool fan. Always been a Liverpool fan, but recently, in the past 6 months, I think I need to announce it to the world now. I'm actually a West Ham fan.
Oh, that's not a better answer. I thought we was going to get better then. I thought you might give me the right answer. But Liverpool to West Ham, I'm Chelsea. So enemy of both of those teams.
No,
but
I've been going to West Ham recently.
Have you?
Because James and Dan, my two best mates, they have season tickets. They're big West Ham fans. And I love it. Do you know why I love it? It sounds bad. Because West Ham don't give a shit if they win or lose. It's just a good day out.
Passionate fans as well.
Passionate fans, yeah. Obviously, they care if they lose, but it's not. They're never going to win the league. Probably, they're never like going to be.
Say that again for me, loud into the camera.
They're probably never going to win the league. So it's just good fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
Good on you, mate. As I
Thank you
say,
so much
I appreciate you, mate. I always finish with the fists up like this. Squeeze the neck. Boom.